While I will be supporting this bill, it's very limited and does not go far enough to protect people at risk of neglect or coercion and abuse. Currently, disability services are inadequately regulated. A HICRA report in 2019 on the first 5 years of regulation of designated residential centres for adults and children with disabilities in Ireland found that significant challenges remain regarding the management and oversight of services addressing infrastructural deficits and safeguarding vulnerable people. They published 3 comprehensive proposals on improving their governing legislation and enforcement powers, the first in 2013, another in 2017 and again in 2021. And it has taken far too long to act on these proposals. In these proposals, HICWA sought improved compliance notices, which I welcome and are included in this bill. However, they also sought a more flexible enforcement system, which included failure to comply notices and the ability to move robustly attach, enforce and direct implementation of conditions attached to operating licences. The ability to initiate and conduct investigations must also be addressed. It's not clear if this legislation meets these needs, and this must be examined further. HICWA also called for a comprehensive social care policy and comprehensive social care services regulation. And while the Government continues to regulate home care, long-term residential care and other types of care separately, HICWA is clearly of the view that supported or assisted living and sheltered housing, personal assistance, day services, home sharing, hospice and living services are not covered adequately and should be included in a comprehensive regulatory framework along with nursing homes and home care. It's almost 13 years since the publication of the Time to Move On from Congregated Settings report in 2011, and yet decongregation is still nowhere near complete. And this has resulted in a number of service models in operation, and HICWA have highlighted that they are in somewhat of a grey area, and they have stated that in many cases service providers can legitimately argue that these are not designated centres because the service users are not availing of care in the traditional sense, and have highlighted the need to reconsider how services for people with disabilities are regulated, given evolving models of care and support. Disability advocates have also expressed concern that HICWA inspections are predominantly focused on monitoring facilities in the absence of powers to investigate and decide on individual cases and complaints. There were long-standing calls for adult safeguarding legislation to be introduced, yet the Government has not progressed an Adult Safeguarding Act, despite a comprehensive bill presented by former Senator Clet Kelleher in the last Seanad, which was reintroduced by Senator Francis Black. We fully support safeguarding legislation, and this Government's term has been a missed opportunity in this regard. People at risk of neglect, coercion and abuse deserve a comprehensive legal framework for safeguarding to be put in place. As I said, while I will be supporting the bill, it's severely limited in a number of areas, and these need to be addressed, and I hope the Government will take these concerns on board and consider proposals put forward which aim to strengthen the bill.